All right, folks, it is Friday. What is this? It is Friday, August 21st, and trying to get myself back into the habit of doing these, or at least a little bit. And wanted to point out a few things relative to the market today. You can see here, these are the power zones. You don't really care about this. This is certainly much more intraday. These are the power zones. As you may recall, these are on, as of the close yesterday. So they're available to you, the power zones and the points of interest, all these lines. And you can see here, this is a pretty solid example of the low power zone really providing a floor. Now, it wasn't during the normal trading day, but it really, provided a floor and turned the market back to the upside, right? So you got this action back up to here, barely slowed down here, right, at the balance zone, pushed on up, pulled back a little bit. Now we're in the trading day, the cash market, as I call it. And you got this push at the end of the day up toward the high power zone, but it flattened out here, as you might suspect or think might happen, and moved to the side, right? There was another little bit of action here, where you had this point of interest here act as, once we blew through it, it acted as support. If you notice back here, it was acting as resistance, right? It acted as a floor a little bit, broke through it, went down, came back, retest, and then really kind of fell apart here and dropped down into the low power zone, right? Now, let's see if I can, hold on one second. All right, so I wanted to pull in a couple of other windows to look at here. This is a swing chart that I look at and watch pretty closely. And you'll notice here, this was earlier this morning, right? This candle opened at 8 o'clock, right? And closed at, it's a 2-hour chart, so it closed at 10, right? But this told me pretty much everything that I wanted to know or needed to know for the day, right? It was such a powerful move to the upside, actually responding to the down move of this candle, right? Basically a bullish engulfing candle, right? So, my job was basically to wait for a good opportunity here, a pullback here, and then a good signal to the upside, or a good several signals to the upside to get involved, right? Because it had everything that I want in terms of a setup, right? So you had, we bounced off the bottom of this power zone. I think it's the high power zone. On the swing chart, bounced off the bottom here, moved to the upper end of it, pulled back into it, which I love, and then got this action, right? These two candles combined, right? So you got a really hard push down, then you got a bullish engulfing against it, right? So, as far as I'm concerned, the best thing you can do is wait for a little pullback and go, right? Now, remember, those of you who have been around for a while know I like to talk about context, and this is all providing context, right? This is providing context for what you want to do here, right? So this is the action from this morning, right? From 8 a.m., which is right here, all the way up to here, all the way up to 10 a.m., right? And then this becomes the pullback, right? And you get involved somewhere around here and let it play, right? So that's kind of how that works. One other thing that I want to show you is there's an additional overlay, which is the daily, right? So we had this going on, right? This is yesterday's candle right here, right? And this is us trading against it. Now imagine we came down here into the balance zone and put in a low overnight or earlier this morning, right? And then started to trudge higher, right? And it was believable because of this candle right here, how it performed yesterday, right? It really hard pushed down, right? But ultimately ended up higher, right? In the top end of its range. So it's believable that we could end up going a bit higher today. Actually, my thinking was that it would have been even higher, right? So if you overlay this over this, right, as you're thinking about this, right, and all of a sudden you end up in a situation where there's a very famous trader. I can't think of his last name. I can't think of his name. I think it was Schwartzer, something like that. At any rate, one of his famous sayings was, I don't trade a lot, right? I wait until there's money laying around over in a corner somewhere and I just go over and pick it up, right? Well, this is my version of waiting for money to be laying around and going over into the corner to pick it up. All right. So that's really about it. I don't want this to get any longer, but I really wanted to share this thought with you guys and start getting into the notion of doing these again and more frequently, and hopefully you find them useful. All right. So that's it. Any questions, feel free. You can always comment and or reach out to me here. And that's it. Right. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care.